Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the live stream. How's everyone doing today? I'm just gonna jump in, make sure we have audio. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Hopefully everything looks all right. Let me know. I see you guys giving me a little trouble for being late. I'm not late. We started at 2. Okay, we started at 2. I just was getting the last finishing touches, you know, give some time for people to join for the first 5 minutes and then we'll get to it. So welcome everyone, welcome to the live as usual. If you have any questions, drop them below. I'll get to all your questions. I got a ton of stuff to talk about. It's been over a month since I did the last live. Got a lot of updates, so I'm excited for that. Give some time for people to join. All right, so if you can't tell, first big thing, hopefully this live looks a lot more clear and a lot more stable than usual. Because I did get a new computer. I've been running my old Mac for a very, very long time. And I love it. It was a trooper. It just couldn't really handle live streaming. So the last bunch of lives I tried to make it work, you know, streaming in a lower quality and trying, but it, you know, if you were there for some of the lives, it had its moments and it definitely slowed down. So we should be a lot more clear, a lot more smooth, you know, and so we can do a lot more lives, have a lot more fun. So I'm really excited for that. I do also want to, the problem I also have with the lighting is that I have this huge window. And at the time that I like to live stream in the afternoon, the sun is like right here. And if you know anything about filming, if you get a bunch of sun coming from your back, it really messes up the camera. So I kind of have to keep the blinds closed, which sucks because it makes the background kind of boring. I could move the table, but I have my whole setup and I don't really want to do that. Anyway, so how is everyone doing? Let's see who we got in here. Card Trick Academy, welcome my friend. As usual, you're always in here. Aaron Paul Magic, what's up? We got 7. Welcome 7. Finally you made it to the stream. You did tell me you would be here. Valab, welcome. Corn Pop. I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. Jana, hey, what's going on? The magician's so punctual, he's late for his own show. No guys, I wasn't late. I'm here. I was there. I saw you guys saying this. I wanted to jump on here and tell you I'm here. Just gotta give a few minutes for everyone to jump in. Businessman. Like the name, very creative. A giveaway, I hope something expensive. It's invaluable. The giveaway is going to be invaluable. It'll be worth an infinite number of money. No monetary value on this giveaway. Truth is already here, just invisible. Technically it's true. I was here, I just was hiding behind the screen. I had a car that made this. I think you're talking about my music. What's your favorite type of cheese? Okay, that's a unique question. I'd say I'm a big cheese guy. I like just like a simple like a marbled cheddar or something. Could eat that all day. I'm gonna get into the magic related questions in a second. Don't worry, I'll get to all of your questions. And then we got a bunch of cool stuff to talk about. We'll jump in, we'll do some tutorials. It's gonna be a great stream. Want to perform magic? Okay, we'll get to that. Get a thumb tip, that always kills. Okay, those are real drum. Are those real drums? Are those real drums? If you mean, am I playing those? No, I didn't play those. Those are, I got that. That's a sample from one of the music softwares that I use. So it's possible it was live drums that were played and recorded. I don't know, I use that for like the background music in most of my videos and stuff. It's just a sample that I found that I like, so I can't tell you for sure what it is, but welcome everyone. I see we're up to a good amount of people in here, so welcome. As always, we're gonna get to all the questions, giveaways, tutorials, all that fun stuff. I'm just running through the first bunch of chats that flowed in. What reveals can you do when you did the OTO index? Can you elaborate on that, Johan? We said, what reveals can you do when you did the OTO index? Just elaborate exactly what you mean by that. There's a whole laundry list of variables to decide which kind of magic would be best for any given person. Just my contribution. That is very true. I can hear you. Everything's good. Everything's good. Probably the most stable thing in my life. I'm glad. I'm glad. At least I can bring you a nice clear stream. It's 20. Okay. Have you ever performed the rotary change for your local meeting of Rotary International? They did a lot of work for people in local towns. I don't know what the local meeting of Rotary International is. I have performed my rotary change lots though. It's quite fun. It's a fun change to do. Let's see if we can, I don't like this deck. Let me get a different deck. Let's do the rotary change real quick. Hopefully we can get a nice one. So we got the Queen of Clubs. Oh, we missed it, but it did change. It's a knacky control. I don't know if you guys have seen it here. The rotary change, one that I quite like to do. Let's see, 4 of clubs, boom, and it changes into the King of Spades. That's the rotary change. You can learn that on the channel. Looking forward to it. David, what's going on? Quentin, welcome my brother. Good to see you. How can you join the giveaway and hide all the magicians here? Welcome all the magicians. We'll get to the giveaway in a bit. That's going to come in a bit, all right? So stay tuned for that. Do you have Spidey's ABC deck? I do not have Spidey's deck, but I do think it's pretty cool. I probably would prefer snaps if I was going to do a deck with letters on it, and I definitely have a lot of cool ideas with snaps. I don't own either of them. Just again, you guys know me, very minimal. You know, I pack light. I use a regular deck. I don't even use marked cards these days. I feel my pinky will be cute because of Crazy Sam's mind. Not sure what you mean by that. Maybe you meant cut. Not sure. How's your day been? My day has been good. It's been a nice morning. Everything is good. Can't complain. We got some snow in Toronto here yesterday. It's like the first real snowfall of the year, which is kind of crazy because normally in Canada we get a good amount of snow in the winter, but we've had like a really mild winter. No snow, like really no snow here in Toronto, so I've been happy about that. But we did get a little bit of snow. Honestly, there's like it's almost all melted, but it's like probably the biggest snowfall yet. Dawn, what's going on? Dawn, channel member. How you doing, Dawn? Hope you're enjoying the membership content so far. We're going to talk about that in a second. If you guys would like to check out the membership, you can. I'm also going to quickly, let's get into the first order of business here, actually. So first thing I wanted to talk about. So yeah, as I mentioned, guys, if you haven't noticed, new equipment. We got a new computer. That's the main thing. My old computer, it's a great computer, it was a trooper, just couldn't really handle the live stream. So we're a lot more clear, a lot more stable now. So hopefully that'll be a lot better for teaching and like, you know, doing these lives. And I'm definitely want to do minimum 1 a month now, but you know, even more if I have time. So looking forward to that. Again, keep dropping your questions if you have any. I'll get to all the questions, all magic related stuff in a little bit. What else? So that's that. We also, I just wanted to mention, as usual, guys, I do private lessons. David, who's in here, actually, we just had a lesson a couple of hours ago. David, if you'd like to drop a little comment with your experience on the lessons, but if you guys would like to check out some private lessons, I do offer those. You can go check those out on my website or just send me an email. We can get in contact if you have questions. It's a great way, you know, to learn anything. You know, one-on-one's always the best way. Of course, I can help you, you know, see what you do, what you need to work on. Like for example, me and David, hopefully doesn't mind me sharing. We're working a lot on the call and some pretty cool mentalism stuff, and he's really come a long way. So if you guys are interested, you can check those out. Anything card magic, mentalism related, moves. If you want to learn some of my effects that I haven't taught anywhere, you want to learn them from me, that's a great option. But in that same vein, I do have a group lesson. So if you haven't heard, group lessons are something that I offer once every few months. And it's a lesson where we kind of jam with a bunch of magicians. And basically how it works, it's a lot less expensive than the private lessons. So for the people, you know, who want to, you know, get some help for a little bit less of a cost, you're all going to get like an exclusive block of time to talk to me. But the great thing is you're in the lesson while everyone else is also getting help with whatever it is they want to talk about. So you'll learn a lot of different things from a lot of different people, and you'll also get help on whatever it is that you want. And then at the end, we'll have like a 20 or 30 minute jam session where we can jam on really anything. Sometimes I teach stuff, but it's just like an opportunity to get some more lesson time. So I'm hosting one tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat in case you guys want to join. Just give me a moment. And then, yeah, so if you guys want to join, you can. It's tomorrow, 11 a.m. Let me just type this out. And yeah, so it's pretty exciting if you guys want to join. There, you should be able to, that should take you right to the sign up page. So yeah, it's tomorrow, 11 a.m. if you guys are interested. It's really great. Yes. So we need, there's a few spots left. Okay, so that's the group lesson tomorrow. Like I said, if you want to join, those are always a blast, always a lot of fun. Really looking forward to seeing some of you guys who have already signed up. It's going to be a great time. What else do we have to get to? So 7K subs. We just hit 7,000 subs. When was it? March 16th or something like that? A couple days ago, like last week. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you, who have taken part, helped me on the channel here, and have, supported me and the stuff that I do. I mean, ultimately, the goal of this channel for me has always been to give back and share. I got to a point where I had a lot of material that I'm like, if I never shared this with anyone, I would feel that it would suck for this material to die. So, that's what a lot of my content is, and that's what I try to share. I know the tutorials are what everyone wants to see, and they're a lot of fun, but I do think the theory videos are super important. Now, they don't get nearly as many views, but that's okay. I'm going to put out the videos, the people who want to watch them, enjoy them. The performance breakdowns, those are a ton of fun to do. Getting to break down my performances, you learn so much and some great things, when things go wrong and how to save magic. So that stuff is really awesome. I hope you guys, you enjoy all those different series. One thing that I am gonna do a lot more that I haven't done probably in the past year is street magic. So street magic is coming back, and it's coming back a lot sooner than you think. I don't know if you guys have seen, but if you go to my channel now, you'll see that there is a new street magic video live. I recorded some street magic last week. I was on vacation, okay, and down in South Carolina in the States. And I filmed some street magic. I got a couple of great videos. The first one's going to be coming out. You guys are going to get to see it. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. That's going to be the first part of the new street magic. It's really awesome. I love it. And I've been missing doing the street magic videos. The last year has just been a big change in my life, I guess. So I moved and all these kind of things. So it's been tough to get out there. But as soon as this snow melts and it gets warmer, we're going to be doing lots and lots of filming. Okay. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing lots and lots of filming and getting lots of new street magic stuff. So I'm really going to focus a lot on street magic this year. So posting new street magic videos, because they do pretty well. You guys seem to enjoy them, and every time I've done a poll, street magic has always been the second thing that you guys want to see behind tutorials, obviously. The tutorials will keep coming. In the terms of the tutorials, I am going to start to go a little bit more towards mentalism. At the beginning of this channel, I focused a lot on card magic and worked really hard on getting a lot of my card material, and there's still a lot of card material, right, that I have to share and stuff, and moves and that sort of thing. But I am going to be starting to venture towards mentalism with cards, but then a lot of pure mentalism stuff. Honestly, though, so I'm really excited for that. So mentalism, a lot of mentalism to come, a lot of street magic, the great tutorials. The performance breakdowns are going to continue. Mentalism 101, which is one of my favorite series, where it's like the more theoretical side of how to get into mentalism, because a lot of you guys want to learn mentalism, and I feel like that's a niche that needs more on YouTube, so I'm going to try to help fill that. Street magic, yeah, and how to make your magic better. That's like my theory series, where I teach a lot of magic theory, so that will continue. But the main focus this year is going to be street magic. I'm going to try to make a lot more street magic videos in the next few months. So the first one of which drops tomorrow, 11 a.m. Super exciting. Maybe I'll give you guys a sneak peek of that today, if you're lucky. Okay, and on that note, the last last really big thing is memberships. So let's see if I can get this to work the way I want it to. So if I do this, okay, see guys, look, high tech now. Okay, we're really we've updated. We've really come a long way on the stream. Keep dropping your questions. I'm gonna go back. I'll get to all of them in a second. So memberships. So membership is something I've been thinking about for a while, right? I have the channel memberships. There's 3 tiers. There's the fairy tier, which is just kind of like, hey, if you want to support me a little bit, you know, it's the price of a coffee every month. You can help support me. And I was looking at the wrong camera, I just realized. So you guys can help support me a little bit. And you know, there's that. And then I have the highest tier, which is the wizard tier, which is quite a bit more pricey, but that gives you free access to every group lesson, as well as like all the other perks that come before it. You know, you get some little things like badges and stuff, but the main thing that I'm now focusing on is that middle tier, which I call the mentalist tier. It's like $7, $8 US a month, and it basically gives you access. What I'm doing, the book Practical Mental Magic by Theodore Aneman is a absolute killer book, which has tons of great effects. The problem with it is it's a bit older, right? And some of the stuff is dated. Like we got some cigarette stuff. Some stuff's great, but some stuff's dated. So what I've done is I'm filming the entire book on video, okay? And I'm going to be teaching the entire book, all the moves and all the tricks. There are over 200 mentalism effects in this book. It's a fantastic book. There's some great stuff. So on the membership, there's already, I think, 7 videos out. So we've taught couple of billet switches that are really key. We've taught, what, 3 or 4 effects now? Yeah, we have a day in your life, question and answer, Al Baker's 3 billet trick, and the Jermaine Jamz. So those are some incredible effects. My favorite being probably Al Baker's 3 billet trick. It's kind of like a one ahead billet trick that also incorporates cards, but it's really, really clever. But the difference is I teach them, but I also give you my own spin. So there's a lot of gold that's like infused in these in terms of like modernizing these, right? Like the stuff with cigarettes, not like how do we do it differently? Like some of these switches that are kind of weird, like you wouldn't really do nowadays. Like how can we do it in a different way? How can we make it better in a different way? So if you guys want to check out the membership, basically just go to the channel, head over to the membership tab. It should also be linked in the description, and you can check it out. You can sign up if you want. We're up to, yeah, like 7 videos, like what, 4 effects so far, but we're getting 2 new videos every month on the 15th and the 30th of every month. So if you guys do want to check out the membership, it's a great option. I will be dropping some like exclusive mentalism tutorials on here as well, and that sort of thing. So that's also pretty exciting. So I just wanted to share that really quick. Then we got this giveaway. So I see a few of you guys asking for the giveaway. So I gotta say, with the giveaway, I want to do a giveaway, okay? And what I want to do is something that I have to try. It's my first time trying it out. And if I can't figure it out in this live, don't worry. Whoever the winner is, we'll get it all sorted out. But yeah, the goal is going to be to do the giveaway during this live. We're going to do it a little bit later. And I'm going to have a way where, you know, one of you guys who are in here watching live can be the winner. And you're going to get, it's just kind of just to thank you guys for the 7K, but I am going to give you a month free on the membership. So you'll get to watch all those videos and get access to the next few videos that are going to drop, and see if you guys like it. And that, if anyone here is on the membership, I think Dawn was in here. Dawn, if you're still here, I'd be curious to see what you've thought of the content so far. So that's the membership, that's the giveaway. Let's take a look at some of the questions. Okay, so if I go back to the top here. I want to perform magic for people in my school. Do you have some tips on what type of magic I should do or focus on? So, depends what you like. Ultimately, I would do what you like, right? So if you're someone who likes card magic, focus on that. If you like coin magic, focus on that. But the key thing is when you're doing magic for people at school, and especially if you're a bit younger, you know, those are people who are going to be heckler, right? They're going to want to heckle you because they're your friends, they know you. And this is, you know, general advice for hecklers, but pick something that is heckler proof, right? Surefire. Something like, well, there's two options with this. There's one option where you do one of those effects that they're just watching you. So something like Re-Swindled, right, that I've taught on the channel. They don't pick a card, nothing. They just watch the magic happen. Now, depending on your audience, some people will, with that kind of effect, might try to get a bit handsy and touch things that they shouldn't if they're really like bad hecklers. But generally, if you just put some distance between you and them, that can solve that problem. What I would recommend more so is like just go for surefire effects. Something that you're really comfortable with. So something like a simple double lift transposition, right? Something like 2-card Monty maybe. And yes, you might say, okay, 2-card Monty might not be great for hecklers because they might peek the card. But if you follow 2-card Monty the way I've taught it, you give them that opportunity to check the card and peek and cheat beforehand so that they don't do it later, right? The key, you know, if you're performing at like a school environment, just be cognizant, be careful of that. And you know, you want to think about those type of effects. You can do mentalism, simple stuff. I'd look at one-aheads or simple apps maybe with forces. You know, simple pick a card and divine it, right? It's really good, either using a marked deck or maybe a stack or something. So that's kind of what I would recommend. What else we got? So yeah, giveaway we're going to do in a bit. You have to be in the chat for the giveaway if you are interested, so stick around, we'll get to that. Okay, so what are the uses and other ideas of the auto index except for ACR ACAN? And would it be good if you revealed that the named card is on top of the deck right after you called the card to the top? Okay, so if you don't know, let's jump down to the card table for a sec while I explain this. Okay, that should be good. So, basically, the auto index is an idea that I've taught on the channel. I've made 2 videos on it. And basically, the idea is to utilize the deck in play as an index, right? Often you have a separate deck that is used as the index. But in this, you're going to use the deck in play as the index. So essentially, it's just getting a named card controlled from a shuffled deck. So if you know me, again, I don't use stacks. I always use shuffled decks, right, in use. And so I wanted a way to be able to just instantly gain access to a card from a shuffled deck, a named card, without them knowing. So the auto index is a way to do that very quickly. Okay? And essentially, it's mostly psychological based. The mechanical method is using the cull, but you use it in a very kind of different way. So as a quick example, what you would do is, I used to do this, let me use a different deck that's broken in a bit. I used to do this invisible deck, impromptu invisible deck that I've taught that used the auto index. So what I do is I'd go through the cards and I would say, I'm going to make a prediction. Okay, I'm going to take one card and I'm going to reverse it in the deck. So I'll do that. Now I'll spread the cards and well, again, I wouldn't point this out, but I'm just, you know, for you guys, I'd say, so look, now you could name any card in the deck, okay? I want this to be a completely free choice. If you were to name any card, what would you say? Let's say they say King of Diamonds, and I'd say, okay, perfect, King of Diamonds, really. Now you could have said any one of these cards, right? But you said King of Diamonds. Now, if you would have said King of Spades, or if you would have said Jack of Clubs, this would not have worked. But you said one card, and the card that you named was the King of Diamonds. And if we take a look at that one card that's reversed in the middle of the deck, it is, of course, the King of Diamonds. Now, that wasn't the card that was originally reversed, so there is actually another reversed card. That was the 7 of Hearts. That's what I had originally reversed. I always reverse the 7 of Hearts because people say that a lot. But the point is, that was the effect. And how I got access to the King of Diamonds from a shuffled deck was using the auto index. So the plot, the idea is that if you divide the deck into thirds, you have a third here, a third in the middle, and a third near the top, you can instantly scan those 3 thirds very quickly. The first one, and a lot of people with the cull, what they'll do is they'll start like this, and then they'll start to go through and say, you know, all these cards are mixed, and then they'll start looking. But why not let's start with the deck spread? So now if they name a card here, there's a 1 in 3 chance they'll name a card that I see right away. Now all I do is if they name the Ace of Spades, which is what happened in the demonstration, I'd bring my hands together here, I'd reverse spread, and I'd close the deck instantly, and that controls the ace of spades to the top of the deck. You can see that's been signed. That's from my recent Street Magic. But anyway, so that's kind of that idea. And then if they don't name a card that's here, you say interesting, because you could have named any one of those cards, and essentially now you're kind of doing a cull, but the goal is to make it feel very quick and very fair, and that they won't remember this moment, right? You're just showing them. So they say, let's say a 4 of clubs now. It's somewhere just over here. So they say, you know, name any card you want. They say 4 of clubs. And you say, interesting. But you could have said any one of these cards, right? But they're all different. You could have literally said anything. And now if I do that quickly in the context of a routine with other patter and all this kind of stuff, they'll never know that I controlled that 4 of clubs to the top. And you can really do this with any card. Now there's a ton of psychology. It's like a 35-minute video. Highly recommend it. But that's kind of the idea. It's using this to quickly index a named card, right? The thing I probably love the most about this, to answer your question, that I use it for the most, is to make a card vanish. So if you name any card, I can make any named card vanish from a shuffled deck. So I'll just shuffle and say the 10 of diamonds, right? I honestly, guys, I have no idea where the 10 of diamonds is, but now I'll do this. So imagine you just shuffle that, you hand it back to me, and you would name the 10 of diamonds. I'll say, watch, look, the 10 of diamonds is nowhere to be found. If we look here, there's no 10 of diamonds here. We can see the 10 of hearts over there, right? No 10 of diamonds here, nowhere to be found. No 10 of diamonds here, no 10 of diamonds here, no 10 of diamonds here, here, no 10 of diamonds absolutely anywhere. If we look again, let me just go, I'll slow it down, I'll even come closer to the camera, we can see, should be no 10 of diamonds, 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 that's the last card, no 10 of diamonds anywhere in this deck, and I make it look like the card vanished, but I actually have it under my control. So that's a way to, as you go through the deck, use the auto index. But it feels very fair, and again, it works a lot better in person. You'll see me use this in my Street Magic video tomorrow. I think I do use this for my cerebral sandwich effect. But, you know, if you do this in front of someone, it really looks like they're seeing all the cards just as you go through them, which they do, but you're using some psychology to kind of, and some strategies to see the card before they do and get it hidden and all this stuff. So hopefully that kind of looked okay for you guys on camera. But you know, and now you have control of a named card, and a card appeared to vanish. So imagine you do a card to pocket, right? And you can go through beforehand and show them that the card has vanished, right? Literally show them that the card has completely vanished, and then you could just palm it and pull it out of your pocket, right? And the beautiful thing here is, honestly, guys, people genuinely, like when I do effects where I use this vanish, people genuinely, like, I don't even have to show them. So imagine I have a card set over here, right? And you name any card. Right now it's a 10 of diamonds, but say you name the Jack of Hearts, right? And I go through and I say, look, no Jack of Hearts here, no Jack of Hearts here, no Jack of Hearts here, here, right? I go all the way through and I go like that. And if I did the whole process and it, you know, it felt really fair, we go all the way through the deck, you see every card, we go all the way to the end, and you can see that there's no Jack of Hearts anywhere. You're like, spectators 100% believe that that has to be the Jack of Hearts, because we so fairly went through the deck and it wasn't there. It's just how clean the psychology is. People, like, honestly react now, before I even reveal that that's the Jack of Hearts, before I take this card and say, look, you could have thought of anything and it was the Jack of Hearts, before I reveal that, right, with a quick switch, like, there's no heat on the switch, because they already know it's the Jack of Hearts, right? They're already convinced. That's a little rant on that. Began Bros, yo, congrats on 7K. Am I late? Thank you. I appreciate that. I missed that message from before. Okay. Will this still be on the channel to watch? Because I'm at work right now, I won't be able to fully watch the stream. Yeah, this will be, all streams stay up live on the channel forever afterwards. So don't worry about that. Businessman meant cutting, okay. When's is the next collab with Kevin coming up? I don't know. We haven't discussed any next collab, so hopefully soon, but nothing in the works at the moment. Do I watch Phase Rug? No idea who that is. Private lessons aren't expensive at all, to be honest. One of the cheapest I've seen. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I try to, you know, be fair with my private lessons. Again, if you guys would like to check them out, you can at the link in the description, or there's a link in the chat as well to the group lesson page, which is right around the private lesson page. David says, lessons are awesome. Read taking me to levels I never dreamed of. So yeah, David, you know, we just had a lesson earlier this morning. So thanks, David. And if you guys are interested in lessons, you know, definitely worth it. Keep dropping your questions, guys, because I'm just going through them all now. Do you know any multiple controls that is not with palming or too much angle issues? Yeah, so I've taught a few multiple controls. So my favorite kind of practical multiple shifts are, a couple that I've taught on the channel, but I'll quickly cover them. So my favorite one of them all, do I have all the jacks in this deck? What am I missing? Diamonds? My favorite one of them all is going to be the in the hands multiple shift that looks like this. So we take those jacks, you can put them in 4 different spots in the deck, push them into the middle of the deck, and then we can give the cards a cut like that, and you have the 4 jacks controlled. If you want to make it even more deceptive, there's another way to do it, which you go like this, show the 4 jacks, push it into the middle, and then give the cards a cut, and you have the 4 jacks controlled just like that. So I love that multiple shift. There's another version where you kind of cut them to the table, so you push the jacks into the middle, and then you cut the cards down like this, and this one controls them to the bottom. So I've taught both of those in a multiple shift video. And then I think my most recent tutorial, yeah, it should be, is the Hindu multiple shift. So again, jacks in different spots. This one's also pretty easy. And if you just come here and do some Hindu cuts and go like that, you can get the jacks controlled to the top. So each of those really quickly is all kind of using the same method, but as you push them in, you're just going to shift them through slightly. So you have a little step of those cards out the back, and then you grab them like this, and then you're either pushing back a little chunk from the bottom, so now you have this little step like this, and you're going to pull and cut all those to the top. That's the top control. That one's my favorite, my personal favorite. Then the other one, again, you push them through slightly, and I'm not really trying to hide that, I'm just doing it quick. Like if I wanted to hide it, I would just do something like that. All right, but it's the same kind of effect. The one to the bottom, you just literally pull those 4 out and you cut them, and then you do some strip cuts to the table. That's that. And then finally, there's the Hindu version, which I just taught. Again, and if you want to learn these in detail, you know, this is not the place. Definitely go watch those videos. But this one, it's the same idea. You're going to jog them through, and then you're going to grab like this, and now you just start to strip, and the cards are just going to be pulled out from in between those cards until eventually they're all on top, and you throw everything on top, and you've controlled those 4 jacks. So those are my preferred multiple shifts. Like there is like the Nash multiple shift, but that's more for table work. I use this more for like street. So yeah, new street magic video coming tomorrow. Really excited for you guys to see that. I hope you enjoy it. Please teach the A-Can you did on your YouTube shorts where you casino wash and it's super fair. No, not teaching that. Maybe one day. Stay tuned, stay subscribed, but not teaching that right now. My question is, will the giveaway winners be chosen from this chat? Yes, they are going to be chosen from this chat, so stay tuned. We'll be doing that soon. Will you teach the last phase of the A-Can what I did with Kevin Booth? Will I teach that? Sure, I'll teach that one at some point. Not right now, though. Do you do lives every Saturday? No, but they always happen on Saturday. At least one a month, but I might try to do a few more as well. To quote Penn, mentalism as a niche sucks. Yeah, it does we need more mentalism on YouTube for sure. I'm just gonna see, is there any more of these that I need to okay. So Dawn, oh yeah, okay, I wanted to you know, say Dawn here just said, I really like the membership and going through Practical Mental Magic is gold. Great book, and I'm getting into getting into the mentalism genre. The lessons are awesome. So yeah, guys, that's my channel membership. Again, if you want to check it out, you can check it out. Link in the description or the membership tab, where I'm breaking down everything from Practical Mental Magic. Let me actually go grab that book really quickly. Yeah, guys, so Practical Mental Magic, so I'm breaking down everything on video. Obviously, a lot, you know, these old mentalism and magic books are hard to learn from, but being able to have them on video and learn on videos is really advantageous. So if you want to check out the membership, I'm breaking down every single effect from this book, modernizing it, giving you my spin on it on the channel, on the membership, on the channel. 2 new videos every month. What else do we got? So we'll get to that. Okay. This is some of the questions I'm going to skip because they're not really for the card table, but I'll always circle back to them. So if you have any questions, don't worry. What are some easy color changes that I can learn, except for the wave change? I think that's what it's called. All I know is that it's the #1 easiest change to everyone. So yeah, so I think the wave, you're talking about like this one where you come like this. Probably, oh, that's 2 red jacks. Let me make that look better. But that, you know, you come like this, probably. That's probably the one you're talking about. So my favorite color change that I use the most is literally just the shapeshifter change. I think it looks great. It happens quick. I despise the shake change. Maybe that's the one you're talking about. I hate that. I just don't think it looks good, right? Like even if you kind of can get at the right angle, it never looks good. The shapeshifter, way better in my opinion. Looks so good. I use that the most. A couple like these ones aren't easy though. Okay, Erdnase. I mean Erdnase. Maybe you're talking about Erdnase, right? Maybe that's the one you're talking about. I'm not sure if you're talking about Erdnase. I just as a side note, I love using Erdnase as a vanish, where you come like this and you just kind of, and it kind of looks. You can see the card. Oh, I flashed a bit there, but you can see the card start to melt away like that, and it vanishes. I love using Erdnase as that. Just as a side note. What are some other color change? Yeah, so I see a few people made some suggestions. The Cardini and the Bertram change are simple. Cardini is okay. I don't know that, let's see, it's a bad angle for it, but I don't know that I would call it, I guess I'd do it as actual color change. I don't know that I would call it simple though. I think Cardini's a little bit more challenging in my opinion. Snap change is pretty easy, but it's, again, you have to use it kind of away from the deck. Well, you don't. I mean, I often do it like that if I'm going to do it. Snap it like this and then clean up like that. And so just if you're interested, so you do the snap, then you're obviously in this position, and then you bring the deck back, grab this card as you pull this one on face up on the deck, and it cleans up everything. So the snap change is great though. Definitely good. What else? If you want something a bit knacky, like the rotary change, which I just performed a second ago, is fun. Oh, missed it again. Oh, sorry guys. I haven't done the rotary change in a while, I'll be honest. Ooh, lost it. But anyway, changes like that. The rotary change is knacky, but as you can see clearly, if you don't do it for a while, it gets hard to do. But I'm gonna keep going until I get one. It shouldn't take me this many tries, but hey. Okay, there. Anyway, so that's a rotary change, and then I also do the wormhole change, which I did in a recent short. So that one, let's see if I can get it to look good. And it's cleaned up like that. That's the wormhole change. So those are some fun little changes. But honestly, my favorite's just going to be the shapeshifter. If you're asking for like a simple color change, it just takes practice. Just make sure that you don't go the wrong way, right? You don't want to go this corner that's inside here down this way, because you'll often have this top corner come around and hit your finger. You want to come this way. So this top corner is coming out. It's coming out and around, and then now it's going to stop. This corner down here is going to hit the inside of your finger, your middle finger right there, and it's going to stop. So it keeps everything lined up nicely. Okay, Reed, I want to perform magic for people in my school. Do you have some tips on what type of magic we should focus on? So we already covered that. If you have any other like more specific questions, feel free to elaborate. Yeah, Erdnase is super simple. Membership, heartbreak. Not sure what that means. What books do you recommend for card magic for all skill levels? Ooh, all skill levels. Royal Road is good. Card College is good. I'm a big fan of the John Hugo book, the Expert Card Technique. You know, depends what you're trying to learn, but I think that one's like a good overall book. It is a bit more intensive in some of the material, but you know, I don't really think Expert at the Card Table is like essential anymore. You know, it's a bit dated. Like there's some good stuff, but like reading it as a whole, definitely not essential. For sure. Okay. Hey Mike, what's going on? Welcome, F. I just see an F. I'm gonna hey F. How long do you bicycle rider backs last for magic? So if I'm doing a lot of street magic, they won't last that long because things are gonna get torn, things are gonna get signed. Like I don't mind performing with some signed cards. I feel it adds like a bit of authenticity to the performance, but they do start to get a little sticky. Like this deck's, you know, starting to get a bit sticky, and I only did like a few hours of performing with it, but I can probably use this for like 1 or 2 more. I'd say as long as it doesn't get wet or like disgusting from like some people's hands or like, you know, some food or something, probably 12 hours of like performing, maybe. If I had to rough estimate, I'd say like 3 street magic sessions, which for me would probably be like 12 hours. Well, auto index. So just as a point, Don, like no fault of your own, but I spell the auto index just to make it a bit different. OTO for auto, but just a fun thing. But yeah, auto index is not as difficult as I thought. It's not. It's very accessible. I feel it's one of my like most underrated videos. I mean, some people rate it pretty highly, but what is your favorite wallet? My favorite wallet is, I don't use magic wallets. That's my favorite wallet. I don't know. I don't need a wallet for anything. I can, my favorite wallet is a stack of billets. I can do anything that a wallet can do with a stack of billets or my phone, right? So I don't really need a wallet. I don't really use any, to be honest. Because again, I like my minimal wallet, and it's just a regular wallet. It's just one of those ones with like a couple of cards, and you pull the little thingy and it shoots the cards out. Phone unlock tutorial. Probably not on this live, but so I do have like my phone unlock that I use, and I've taught it to a few people in private lessons. But it's not something that I'm going to teach on the channel right now. I've taught another version of a pin unlock, I think in my peaks video for Mentalism 101 maybe. Yeah, like I was talking about peeking on a phone. Like a simple phone unlock is to just like peek the information earlier on and then come back to it later. So like an example of like a well-constructed quick phone unlock. I'm going to say well-constructed, but I'm just coming up with this on the fly, but it'll be good. I would say if you did some kind of routine with like a billet peek, and you say you're going to have them write down a few different pieces of information. So what you might do is you'd have them sign, you'd give them a billet and you'd say, here, I'll sign it. I don't know, I'll sign it in the corner so you can have this as a souvenir for later. Write your name up here. So let's say their name, whatever it is. I always use the name John for whatever reason. Let's say that's their name. And then you say, okay, I want you to write down, whatever object. Say, think of an object and write it down for me. So let's say they think of nail. So they're going to write that down, and maybe you say put a circle around it just to make it easier for yourself. And again, go watch my videos on billets. You should not just have them write all this stuff down, like this, but justify it. Why? Don't bring the billets out right away. Have them think of their object first. Have them think of all this. So you have them think of their object, and what I would say. So imagine they're thinking of nail. None of this is out, and then you say, you know what? You start to do some cold reading. Just literally say, I think you might have went for some object. It has like some firmness to it. That's a line that I love because like fuck, everything has some firmness to it. What does that even mean, right? But it sounds like you're trying to pick up on something before the billets come out. Then you say, you know what? I think I got it, but what I want you to do actually, I think you're more of like a visual person, so I need you to, be able to really see this thing. So I want you to be able to see that word, see every line. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna hand you this and just, I'll turn around, just write down your thing, sign your name. Actually, I'd probably do the name signatures at the end. No need to do it early, but whatever. Say how, write your thing down and just stare at it. And then, as they're staring at it, you can even be turned around. You say, okay, start thinking about it. I'm trying to see what I can pick up on. Sometimes I find personal things or things that we do every day that help us get into that helps me get into your subconscious, right? So what's something that you do every day? How about your code to your phone? Do you type that in a lot? Like you do it every day, I guess. So can you just write that down as well and focus on that for me? So let's say they do that. They write it down next to it. So now they have both of those pieces of information, and the justification could be that this is just a piece of information that is in their subconscious that they do every day. So if they focus on that, it'll help you get inside to be able to think of that. So you'd say, okay. Focus on that piece of information for a second, that thing you do every day, just stare at it, focus on it. And again, I could be turned away the whole time. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm inside. Now focus again back on your object. Okay, perfect. And then you turn around, you say, okay, I think I've got it. So just, set that down there for a second. And now maybe I do my lever peek, right? So I go like this, and I need my rubber band for my lever peek. So we go like that, we shuffle it up, lose their card into the middle of the deck. And you say, look, you can see there's no card on the bottom here, no card on top, and I do the lever peek in that moment, and I just got my my peek. I slowed it down there, but just to show you guys, so what it would look like. Let's say I don't know the information now. You say, look, there's nothing on the bottom here, nothing on top, and in that I got my peek. So what I do, nothing on the bottom, nothing on top, and I lever it off the bottom, and I just controlled it to the bottom with a simple, they put it face down. I shuffle it here. And then I say there's nothing on the bottom, nothing on top. I get my peak, do this, wrap it in a rubber band. I say, here, hold on to that one last time and really feel that object, imagine it. Now I'd go in and I'd reveal nail. But while I got my peak, I also peek to their pin code, and then later, you know, I do another effect in between, and then later I would just pull out their phone and I'd, you know, open it and I'd just say, okay, I'd grab their hand and I'd move it over and I'd slowly enter the pin that I peeked from earlier. So that's a simple way to do a phone unlock. Little tutorial for you guys, something that I just came up with on the fly, but something that I've used like variations of that, but that's a simple way to do. How do you pull all 4 cards in different spots in the deck in the same time? That looks so smooth. Okay, so I think I've talked about this in my multi-card straddle pass, but essentially when you have multiple cards, okay, when you have multiple cards, keep dropping your question, guys. I'm going to get to all of them in a second. So when you have multiple cards, the key is treat them like one card, okay? So the one strategy that I like to use is, if I think about these cards as one card, right? Same reason a double lift works. This is easy to handle, right? These 4 cards as one are easy to handle as one when they're all together for the most part, right? Like, it's easy because they're all together. It's the same reason why a double lift is easy, why this quadruple lift is easy, right? Because all these cards are together. What makes this more difficult, so for example, to finish the point, if these go in the middle of the deck all together, it's pretty easy to push them all through the deck because they behave like one card. Now, what's going to make it more challenging is when you have all these other cards in between. One thing that can happen is that sort of plunger principle, where if you put 2 little cards, so if you put, let me just demonstrate that with 2 cards. So the plunger principle is if you put 1 card in between 2 cards, so like that, and I push, that card's going to come out the other side, that single card, okay? So if you put too little amount of cards in between these, like maybe 2 or 3, it's going to plunger out the back, and these cards are not going to, you know, come through all that well. So I just messed up a card here. Anyway, so you want to put, you know, more than just a few, but you also don't want to put too many, because imagine now trying to do this with this many cards in between. As you try to push through, as you try to now come and like palm these, let's say you're doing a multi-card DPS, you have like this huge gap, right? This huge gap here that you have to like close to get all of these into palm, and they're never going to align nicely. So all that to say, there's a balance, a nice balance of how you put these in. So when I'm putting these in, I often will do it myself, and I'm just kind of used to it, but the balance is something like this. Visually, it looks something like this. So they're quite close together. They're kind of bunched near that one section of the deck, but there's not more than like 8 cards in between any of them. And now they behave a lot more like a single card, like they're all in one spot. But when I spread, it still looks really nice, like they're all in different spots. Now, I can still do it with all of them really far apart, but you know, this is just better, makes everything more clean, and you can come and now palm those 4 cards into a DPS. So the key is really practice with this. You want to treat it like a regular DPS, really. So push them over, and again, they'll behave all as one, right? So you get the corners out, that transfers to the thumb, and then your thumb and pinky are going to pull back, okay? And then rotate out, and then you're going to go and adjust for your palm. Now, I wouldn't often DPS multiple cards. If I'm going to do multiple cards, the 2 things I'll often do is a straddle pass. So I'll straddle these to the bottom of the deck. Let me use the 4 aces so or 4 jacks, so I can actually prove to you guys that I'm not just making this up. But so those 4 different spots, you can see they're very close. Only a few cards between them. If you hold it like this, you can see how close they are. But now I can come here, push them through, and you know, straddle pass them to the bottom. Or for the multi-card shift. Now the multi-card shift, like we were just talking about, is actually way easier, because what's happening is you just need to angle them under the thumb, and then you don't need to pull back with the thumb at all. All that you do, if you angle them, they'll be angled here, and you're just going to use the pinky to pull. And if you, hold on, we lost them. If you pull with that pinky, that's what's going to cause them to jog out of the back of the deck. So thumbs here, and then pinky pull, and that's what gets your jog out the back. So that one's pretty small, but if we do it again this way, push it through, and now, boom, and you have a nice jog out the back of the deck to be able to do one of those variations of the multiple shifts. Okay, so that's that. What else we got? Congrats on 1,000 sevens. Thank you, Seven. Appreciate it. I want to see you performing turnover pass. Okay, turnover pass. So I don't do the turnover pass very often, but I have made some tutorials on it. So the turnover pass, so let's say we want to control this 9 of hearts. So I'll get my break and I'll go like this, turn the deck over, and there's the 9 of hearts. So the key with the turnover pass is the angles. So Jack of hearts, close everything up, and something like that. What you want to keep in mind is there's 2 ways you can do it. You can go square everything up, take a pause, and then come back to it later, right, when you turn everything over. Or what I prefer to do is do it as I'm squaring. So 5 of hearts, I'll come here, and then kind of like that. Okay, so that's kind of your turnover pass there. So I guess you just asked for performance, not really a tutorial, but yeah, we have 6 of clubs, come over top, and then as I turn the deck over just like that, you have the 6 of clubs on top. So that's the way I perform the turnover pass personally. You can also do it from like this position. I guess you'd want to do the other card, so you'd want to go this position, 8 of spades, come to here, boom, like this, and now it's on top. Okay, what else we got? Cardini makes a lot of sound. Agree. I don't like the Cardini change. I don't really do it. I meant the shake change, but the shapeshifter sounds cool. Sound is not the best. No, the sound is fine because it just sounds like the card's popping. It just makes a pop noise, like a pop. Like if I'm close to the mic, it just pops, right? Which just sounds like, oop, just bent the hell out of my cards. Just sounds like it pops, right? It pops into a different card. So I think the sound's totally fine on that. Snap change is very underrated, for sure. I think if you do it in the way that I said, like if you actually want to do it in live performance, I like to hold it with the deck like this, snap it, and then clean it up like that, right? Because that's really nice, really clean, and gets you clean. And it's good for live performance. The angles are decent on it, because you can come like this, right? Looks good from that angle. So what I'm doing there in exposed view, snap, deck comes back, grabs that card, and then I set the changed card on top. Check tutorial of Daniel Madison. It's good. He's got lots of great tutorials. Shapeshifter. Yeah, like everyone watching carefully gets to know. Yeah. That's. I also know Alex Pandrea does a good tutorial on shapeshifter change, Chris Ramsey channel. What about my tutorial on the shapeshifter change? Actually, I mean, that tutorial is like one of the first tutorials I did, so it's probably not that great, but I think I taught it well. It's just, it looks bad, and I had no idea like anything about filming videos. But hey, what does OTO stand for? Like abbreviation stands for out in the open. OTO, out in the open index. Magical sound. Yeah, I think this. So you said that performing the Cardini change, you think the sound kind of takes away from it. Yes and yes. I agree with Cardini because it I think the sound is like a swoosh, so it gives away that something's happening. Where for me, the shapeshifter, the sound of the pop, I personally think enhances the magical effect because it's like the card's like popping, it's changing. So I don't totally agree with that. I don't think always. That's no problem. Is it OTO or OTO? And what's the meaning? First I've heard of it. Yeah, so OTO, it's OTO, so just OTO, not auto with TO. 2 T's. God, that was confusing. So it's just OTO, the auto index. And yeah, no, I just the way I explained that was very confusing. So forget what I was trying to say a second ago, but OTO, and it's pronounced auto, and it's out in the open index. Okay, how do you insert the cards into the deck? It looks like a flourish. Oh, okay, yeah. So you take those 4 cards, spread them, but you're going to do a reverse fan, right? Normally you might fan them so you see the pips. You're going to fan them the other way. So instead of your fingers going, your thumb going forward, right? Your thumb going away from you, you're going to pull your thumb towards you. And now the pips down here are going to be not visible. And that's going to put the cards in the right position. So now you can just riffle. And as you riffle, you're going to rotate the cards in. Just riffle and rotate them in, and they'll find themselves in 4 different spots. It's a really nice little flourish. Hey, I want to hear ear from magic now, so can you please help me? What should I do to start, to earn money from magic? That's a great question. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Yeah, Aiden, you're right. That's how we do it. We have a card trick tutorial. Yes, card trick tutorial. We can look at something in a second. Earn, yeah, I'm going to get back to that. You have a lot of cool stuff. How many girlfriends do you have? That's hilarious. My one girlfriend would probably not like you saying that. That's funny though. I like that. You know, it's honestly, I mean, I wouldn't get into magic to get girls, guys. Like, I think the way that, you know, I try to bring an element of coolness to magic, right? That's what I try to do. Like when I'm performing out on the streets, you know, that's one of my goals is my character. But how cool can magic really be? It depends. It depends on the style, depends what you do. I try to add a coolness aspect, but can it ever really be cool? I don't know. Hello Reed, you got disconnected. Can you do an A-can standing on one leg? Looking forward to the group lesson tomorrow. We can talk about a one-legged A-can tomorrow, Mike. What is the giveaway happening and what is the price? The price of the giveaway is free. You don't have to pay anything to win. But the prize is going to be my membership. You're going to get access to the Mentalism membership for a month. So I thought we're going to get into that very soon, guys. Giveaway very soon. I put a ton of time into it, but the Cardini can be done silently. Yeah. If you guys have any more questions, keep dropping them. And we'll get to the giveaway in a second. I'm just going to jump back 1 second. Jump back up to the face camera because there were 2 questions I wanted to answer up here, and then we can go back. So the first one was, let me find it. It was one that I know I said I'd get back to. If you said that question, please say it again because I'm just looking for it, but we got a lot more chats than I was expecting. So let me just see, give me 1 more second to see if I can find it. And if I missed any questions, just overlooking them, just resend them now because I'm going to go back to the bottom of the chat in a second. I'm just doing one last scroll through because I know there's one up here that I definitely missed. Yeah, I don't see it. It was a good question. I'm going to get to the one about earning money from magic in a second, and then there was one more. That was one that was just, it's going to be a lot of talking, so I didn't want to have it on the card table cam. You just hear me talking, right? Okay, well, let's answer this one. So, how do you earn money from magic? This is a good question. Not one that's all that easy to answer because there's a lot of things that I could say. Okay, look. For me, maybe walking you through what I do is beneficial. Look, like, there's a lot of different avenues you can go. If you want to go the creative route, I would say you're probably never going to be rich or really make... It's very rare you'll make a living just creating in magic. Probably, I don't know if there's anyone who really does. You know, the first place to start is honestly building a social media presence, in my opinion. Because whether you want to perform, whether you want to sell things, whatever that is, putting in the time to have that social proof, right? Imagine I want to go perform, and all I have to do is show people that I have a YouTube channel, right? I can show them street magic. I can show them, I don't even have to show them videos. Just the fact that I have a channel where gives me that social credibility that I'm not just some guy off the street. I actually, you know what I'm talking about a little bit. If you want to make magic performing, I would recommend starting to think about like what kind of show you would put together. Like, is it a card show, mentalism show? So for me, it would be a bit of a mix. I'd sit down. I have, like, you know, one of the shows that I do, I've put together the effects that I like to do. I've layered them, I've kind of scripted them how they're going to go together, but I don't script too much. I just how I'm going to segue from each one, and then what I'm going to kind of talk about as I'm performing. And then from there, once you have an idea, then you can figure out who your audience is, right? You can start to hone in that show, practice it, get it to where it needs to be. And show doesn't have to be like stage show. It could be like close-up show. It can be walk around, like sets, right? But once you figure that out, like starting through word of mouth is a good place to start. You know, find a family member, a friend who is doing an event, and just show up and do magic for them for free. And then from there, you can, you know, get a few business cards, hand them out, whatever it is. Try to work it through word of mouth instead of, you know, worrying about getting into advertising and on online marketing and all that stuff. That's where I would start. You know, I've had a lot of success through word of mouth doing that kind of thing. And look, if you want to make money other ways, like, yeah, there's YouTube, but like the amount of effort I put into this channel is not nearly worth the money that I make from YouTube, guys. Like, if I'm being real, you know, with the amount of time and effort and value I think that there is on my channel. So I mean, it's not the most, you know, money making thing in the world. I mean, you have creating, but creating, it's tough to get your foot in the door, but it's possible. I mean, honestly, all of it, I think, starts with a good social media presence. One of my relatives lives in Toronto. Well, that's where I am too, my friend. It's a great city. Hey, there's a kit, Evolution by Shin Lim. Have you seen it? I have not. I heard a lot of guys say, I got into magic to meet girls. I never heard a girl say, yeah, it was the magic that did it for me. Very true. I have never done magic on a first date or anything like that. I would never, you know, if they know that I'm a magician, which is rare. Like, I wouldn't say the times, you know, if I'm going out with someone that they know I'm a magician from the start is rare. It's usually something that comes up, not like I don't bring it up, but it comes up eventually, you know, through they see it on social media. But if they ask to see magic, sure, I'll show them. But yeah, very rare. I did do magic in a job interview once, because that's actually a hilarious story, and I think I've never told it on the channel. But yeah, I was looking for a job, like, you know, as an engineer. That's what I do. My day job, my full-time job, I should say. And yeah, I was in like a very, like, you know, regular professional interview, you know, dressed up, everything. And man, I put the YouTube channel and magician like as one of my interests or one of my hobbies, I guess, or no, not hobbies, but one of my like side things that I do. Like it's on there, right? I think it's something unique and valuable to have. And, you know, they can go, you know, and in most interviews they tell me like, yeah, we went and looked at your YouTube channel, which is kind of cool. But my current job that I work at now, they told me that yeah, they had seen my YouTube channel. They went and saw it before the interview. They went and watched a few videos. But this one particular interview, they're like, oh, so, you know, last thing, we noticed you're a magician. That's kind of cool. They're like, can we see something? And I was like, wasn't expecting that. But I was like, sure. So what I did in a job interview, no lie, I wish I recorded it. I did one card. I did the one card equivoque that I've taught here on the channel, the verbal equivoque. So I held up a card, and of course, we all know what card that is. And I went through the equivoque process and made it feel super fair. There was 2 interviewers, so I went back and forth. And of course, they narrowed it down, and I said, look, this one card I've been holding the whole time. They picked the Jack of Hearts, and of course, it was the Jack of Hearts, right? And then I can't remember, this might be a lie, but I think I then revealed the tattoo Jack of Hearts, maybe. Don't remember, but I think I did. So yeah, there's an Indian mentalist. Her name is Suhani Saha. She actually does a lot of shows all over the world. She even did one at Blackpool. She's really rich. Like, my question, can magic get you a lot of money? Honestly, in most cases, no. I would, well, okay, it depends. Do most people in magic make a lot of money from it? No. Can you make good money from magic? Yes, but really you have to go the performing route. You have to, you know, do gigs, shows, perform. That's the main way, right? Like there are some magic YouTubers who blew up and make good money from YouTube with millions of subscribers, but they don't really do much magic, right, anymore. Like we all know one of them who I'm talking about, but there's others too, right? They found other niches. And again, YouTube is very up and down with the money. But if you can perform, like you can charge significant money once you get decent for shows and just, you know, hourly work. So that's a really great way for sure. No doubt. How long are we at right now? An hour and 9 minutes. This is going great. This is a great live. We're going to get to that giveaway in a second. And, you know, but then of course, like Copperfield and the people with the huge Vegas shows, Penn and Teller, of course, they make a ton of money. But, you know, that's kind of in a league of its own. But it's definitely possible. My wife got into magic and we got a divorce. That's funny. At my age, retired, I love magic for the joy of doing it and entertaining. I have no intention to use it as a moneymaker. It's just fun and learning and doing. Absolutely. I think that's the majority of people, Don. Honestly, I think the majority of people do that, right? Just do magic as a hobby and do it for fun. You never told us about your school life, your college, your career, like qualifications, etc. Okay, sure. That'll be fun. Let's talk about that for a minute. We're about to do the giveaway. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you how you can participate in a second. So, yeah, I grew up in Ottawa, Canada, which is the capital of Canada. I went to school at the University of Waterloo, which is in a smaller sized town that's like an hour from Toronto, which was 7 hours from Ottawa. 6 hours maybe. And I studied civil engineering and I specialized in structural engineering. So to summarize that in a nutshell, I design big buildings. That's mainly what I do. I design the steel and the concrete for big buildings. Then I graduated in April of 2022, so it's almost been 2 years. I'm 24, by the way, if you guys did not know. And then I started working full time. I've been working at my company for over a year and a half now. And yeah, I design stuff like those buildings that you see out there. A lot of big high rises around here in Toronto, so that's what I do. Can you link the video where you do the one card trick tutorial? Sure. Actually, that should be easy for me to just drop the link. So let me see if I can do that for you really quick. Honestly, one of my favorite things I've taught on the channel, and I've said this before, but I absolutely just spam that particular equivoque, meaning that like I just do it over and over and over and over and over because it's just so good. I use it for all kinds of different effects. Oh, in my new street magic that I filmed, I do an A-can, my J30 A-can that you guys will see. It's like my first like real street magic performance of it that I've filmed on the channel. I close with that effect all the time. It's probably one of the best effects that I do, and it's a card trick, which is crazy, but it's just, I mean, it has some mentalism aspects to it, but it's absolutely insane. You're gonna see, not in the one tomorrow, the street magic video tomorrow, but you'll see it in probably the next one. So let me just drop that link for you. So this is a link to the one card trick there, where the equivoque process, I would say, to do the one card trick. Super powerful, super powerful. So let me jump back to the chat, and then we're gonna do the giveaway in a second. Hey man, could you possibly show the magic trick where you change the color of the card? Fuser, I don't know if that's how you say your name. That is extremely broad, my friend. Change the color of the card. You're gonna have to elaborate more. Reed, thanks for doing this. It's a lot of fun. You are awesome. Keep it going, my friend. Thank you, Don. Really appreciate that. Much appreciated. So, okay, guys. So if you have any other questions, keep dropping them because I'm happy to keep answering questions. But now, let's jump into... yeah, we'll do the giveaway at the end. I want to make you guys watch all of this. Yeah, I'm going to make you guys watch all of this to do the giveaway because I'm evil. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it will make sense. We'll do it at the end. So I talked about street magic. We could look at that. Oh, new videos. I always like to give you guys, I usually do this at the beginning, but I forgot. I usually like to give you guys a update on the new videos that are coming out if you're here watching the live, so what's to come. So we got street magic, a new street magic that I filmed down in South Carolina on my vacation. I did some street magic. I made 3 videos out of that, but the first video is coming out tomorrow, 11 a.m. Next Sunday at 11 a.m. we'll have Mentalism 101 episode 10, which is going to be on confidence in mentalism, something super important. Then I'll be teaching an ACAN. It's funny, all of my best videos on the channel are all freaking ACANs, so it's kind of annoying, but hey, people love ACAN. So I'll be teaching an ACAN. Really cool ACAN, uses a smartphone, uses some really neat, it's a thought of number. So okay, it's a true thought of, it's a thought of card and a thought of number, but it's a true thought of number. So the thought of card is a card that they look at and think of. They never say nothing, never take it out, but they do look at it. But the thought of number is truly thought of, and they never say the number aloud, they never write it down, nothing, they just think of it. So it's really, really cool. And then you can either use that to do the thing where you're like, think stop when I get to your number. Right, so they'll be dealing, and then you can pick up on when they thought stop, and it'll be at the card. Or what I prefer to do is, I like it better, because to me, and you guys tell me what you think, it seems stronger to me if I were to imagine, like, I don't know what number you're thinking of, and so I just start dealing the cards as fair as can be, right? I'm dealing them. And you say stop. I just say stop when I get to your number. You've never said it out loud, and you just call stop. Like, there's no way I can change this card. Like, and then if that ends up being your card, I think that's really strong. A little bit less of a mentalism approach, but I just think that's a little bit stronger. Some people might find the, you think stop, and then I'm going through, and then I'm like, you just thought stop here, didn't you? And then reveal it. That, to me, they're both really strong. So I switch it up, but so I'll be teaching that ACAN in 2 weeks. Then I got another performance breakdown, episode 14. It'll be breaking down part 2 of what I broke down in episode 13. And then I'm teaching an updated handling or a different handling of an effect that I created for the sleight off. The color changing triumph that I recently taught, I'm going to update and teach like a little bit of a different way of doing that. And how I actually did it in the sleight off, because it is kind of a different effect, and I thought that was worth teaching. Again, guys, group lesson tomorrow. So if you'd like some one-on-one help for like a lot cheaper price, I've linked it in the chat. If you scroll up, you'll see the link to join the group lesson tomorrow. It's going to be a great lesson. So if you guys want to be there, it's tomorrow, 11 a.m. I hope to see more of you guys there. Okay, we did new videos. Enigma. Some people were asking me about Enigma. I got a comment today from someone. I didn't answer it yet. I don't know if you're in here. But Enigma is... the man is testing the patience level of everyone. Yes, I am definitely making you guys wait for this giveaway, because I know some of you guys better not just be here waiting for the giveaway. I hope you're here to watch me. No, I'm kidding. But I appreciate you guys, anyone who's in here. Oh, that's such an interesting question from F. I love that question. I'm gonna get to it in a second. Just give me a sec. I just wanted to talk about Enigma for a second, because Enigma is all the hype, all the talk of the magic community like the last month and a few months ago. I finally pulled the trigger and bought Enigma by Christian Grace. So Enigma is a fantastic, yeah, everyone knows it's an app. So it's an app, fantastic app. And I recently pulled the trigger on it. It's definitely within my wheelhouse, because I do a lot of mentalism and I do a lot of like phone stuff. I like tech, so I like to incorporate it. Again, Enigma doesn't feel like tech, and most of the mentalism apps that I use, I don't make them feel like an app. But what do I think? What are my first impressions? So to give you guys a bit of insight into what I've done with Enigma, let me lower this a little bit. So I have with Enigma, so I learned it, I started practicing it, I came up with my scripting. So there's so many ideas, so I obviously narrowed it down to the things that I wanted to do, what I wanted to perform, how I wanted to handle Enigma. So I spent a lot of time on that, and then I came up with like, okay, this is gonna be my go-to script. I have my script, and once I had that all sorted out, then it became time to practice. So I started, as I would recommend you guys do, with friends and family. lots of misses, lots of successes. And then I tested it a few times, only twice, on actual real people on the streets when I was filming Street Magic. And I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts so far and my honest results of my practice and how everything went with it and what I think about it. I'll do it now. Yeah, let's give it a little bit of a review. Are you guys interested in that? Hopefully a little Enigma review from someone who actually uses it, you know, a mentalist actually trying it out, not just someone who does not have the app and, you know. Anyway. Okay, so first things first. My initial thoughts were, wow, this is pretty brilliant, okay? It's really neat. It's got some really great features. There's some things that are amazing, some things that I personally wouldn't really use, but altogether, you know, once you find what works best for you, it's got some amazing potential, okay? When I first started, first problems I ran, I guess I can't say that. I gotta be careful what I say. I first ran into a couple of issues with some of the scripting, okay? And that was my own just choice of scripting. I mean, I am following what he recommends, but it did get a bit tricky, okay? And I was trying to see how much I can say. Okay, and that became a little bit tough, but I figured out, okay, what I need to say. Now, if you know the method, I'm going to say things that if you have it, you'll understand what I'm saying. If not, you'll still get an impression of my thoughts. I had higher expectations than the results I've got so far. Now, that's not because necessarily of the fault of the app. There is one thing that is a bit of a, I guess, pitfall of the app, but it is something that constantly gets updated, and it's just because it's newer and it has to continue to grow and continue to learn, I guess, or whatever you would want to say. So with time, that'll only keep getting better. So I don't really fault that, okay? There's a lot of like careful things with the scripting. It is a lot more involved with the performer. It's not one of those effects that the app is just going to do all the work for you. You are going to have to practice and like have some chops to perform it. Now, there is a fallback mode in case things go wrong that'll save any performance. There's a small issue with it, but that's for me with the way that I perform Enigma. That makes me not always able to use the fallback because of another thing that I do, but I did save Enigma with other ways, so it's totally fine. Overall, I do think it is a great app, and I would recommend it if you're willing to put in the work and want to perform some incredible mentalism, but understand that it's going to take practice, and you're not going to be at the level of Christian right away, okay? I'm still nowhere there yet, but I'm getting to a point where like I'm getting more comfortable with it and I can start to perform it better. Now, my first few performances. So my first time with my family members, I think I did it on 4 of them. I went 2 for 4. The problem with the first two were good and were successful for me, but I struggled a little bit with the scripting. It was kind of rough, bare bones, and then I ironed that out a little bit. And the next 2 times, one time I guess I can't really explain why it went wrong without giving that away, but one time it was their fault completely. They just like basically lied to me by accident, you know, not on purpose, but they made a mistake. And then I did it in the real world a few times, and in the real world it didn't work. And that was one of the pitfalls of the app, right? One of the things that unfortunately the app just didn't have this particular thing. And so again, I could have used the fallback mode, but because of the method that I used, I couldn't really use it. But I completely just went into like a bit of a different routine, went into a 1 ahead, and then circled back and ended up predicting the word he was thinking of, and it still played super strong, super well. So there was no problem. But again, 1 ahead, the ultimate saver, mentalism. But overall, here's my final thoughts on Enigma. So far, I'm about 50% hit rate with it. Now, keep in mind, I've only had this app for 2 weeks, okay? A lot of the mistakes were on me. One mistake was on the spectator. 2 are on the app just needing a little bit more. But again, that's like it continues to grow. If you have it, you'll know what I mean. So that's not really a problem. If you're willing to put in the work, I highly recommend it. Yes, it's pricey, but if you want to perform incredible mentalism, it is one of those things that, okay, you know, without having to write anything down, you know, you can do a nice piece of mentalism anytime, anywhere, everyday carry type thing where it can truly be anything thought of, right? And I like to mix it in with billet work, right? Because it just, you know, it just helps enhance the rest of my stuff and lets me use billets now to do also really impressive effects where the billets are the method, but it doesn't make it feel like the method, right? That's my thoughts on Enigma. Okay, we got a couple new questions in here. Giveaway coming soon. Again, if you guys want to check out the membership, you can do that as well. I'm also going to try maybe, can we test something? Yeah, let's test something super quick. Just let me know if you guys hear this, okay? Actually, I guess I have the stream open. I'm just going to test something. I want to see if you guys hear this. So I got to change to the Safari. Why didn't that pop up? Maybe because I have, there we go, Safari and the front camera. So if I play this.
At the Hyundai Advantage sales event.
Just want to see how that sounds.
This is how AI
some ads.
my schedule. So I have a project
but
coming up.
I imagine like if I did like reaction or like live. Yep. I keep forgetting the camera's here.
Yo, no way! She's insane.
So if we like watch some videos together and like I broke down some stuff like in future lives. Anyway, I think that's enough to get the point. But I'm just curious if that, let me know how that sounded, if like the audio sounded good. I just wanted to test that out. Yeah. Okay. So let me get back to a few of the questions. So yeah, if you, because I want to do some stuff with like the you know, reacting. I had like some different tabs open for like some different cool stuff I saw on the Magic Reddit we could talk about, but we've had lots to talk about so far, so I don't think we'll need to get to that. And then like at some point I could break down maybe some performance footage and talk about some like cool things on here too. Okay, I'll check it later. I was just seeing how it sounded. Okay, sounds like the audio is coming through on that. I just don't know if you can hear me at the same time, but we'll figure all that out. It's good, it's audible, it's fine. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm going to answer a few more questions, and then I think we'll be able to get to the giveaway. Yeah, is there anything else? We talked about that. Memberships, group lesson tomorrow, guys. If you want to sign up, there's a few spots left. The link is in the chat where you can get some help on anything one-on-one for me and kind of jam with a bunch of you guys, and I'll be teaching some. I can teach some cool stuff in that lesson there. So if you want to join the group lesson. Okay, what do you think about laymen, like your job interview is watching your channel? Yeah, okay, so that's a super unique question. Thank you, F, for asking that. Of course, I used to feel weird about it, right? Your face is all over online, especially when I was younger, it's like your friends are watching this, like, oh, what are they gonna think? But, you get over that pretty quickly. Like, I don't really care. I'm proud of everything I put out. And so I'm not too worried about what people think anymore. If people see it, like, again, if you go to my channel, the home is like a street magic video. And that's, the reason I put that there is because that's like, anyone who comes to my channel will get enjoyment. Magicians or laymen out of watching that video. Yes, a lot of the theory and trick tutorials, like the laymen's, like they don't watch it, right? None of my friends, they don't watch it. But the street magic, they'll watch, right? So same with some of the shorts, like they're more tailored to laymen. And also that video I put out about like 21 Savage and Aiden Ross and the whole card cheating thing, that was like more tailored to laymen, just like trying different types of content. But you know what? You just kind of get over it, man. Like honestly, it's, I don't mind. If anyone wants to watch, like I'm proud of everything that's up on here. I think it's pretty neat, and most people like think it's really cool. So, what is the most fun sleight to learn? I had a lot of fun learning the bottom deal back when I was really practicing it, and the DPS. I had a lot of fun learning those. I would say the DPS is one of the most fun because when you first learn to push a card through the deck and get it into palm, it's just, if you feel so cool. And I don't even use the DPS that much. Let me just show you. Like, I don't even use, so that's what, the 6 of diamonds. I don't even, I lost that. I don't even use the DPS very much, but I like it. I love it. I mean, I'm pretty decent at it, and you know, I like it a lot. It's a really fun one to learn. I was just thinking, when I say think of a card, it's a great way to use the anagram force rather than asking to name a card. That makes sense. Any thoughts? Think of a card is a great way to use anagrams to force it. I don't know how you would force with an anagram though. Like anagram is used for divining, right? So if someone thinks of a playing card, you could use an anagram to divine what card they're thinking of. But I don't know how you would force it. I don't know what you mean. There are many times we do not have anything with us and suddenly we get forced to show magic. We just say maybe some other day. Oh, can you please do one video in which done boring everything from spectators when we go empty-handed and using phones or basically using the least amount of your own equipment. So for me, my everyday carry is, let me reassemble it because I took it apart for a moment for that one of the things I was showing you guys, but my everyday carry is this. So I carry this little bundle. It has a rubber band with a stack of billets and my deck. Inside the deck I have a duplicate, Sharpie, and my phone. And I carry that most of the time with me to most places wherever I go, but not always. And when I don't, when I don't, this is staying back. So that's when, you know, having what I would recommend. Think of like your 2 or 3 go-to effects that anytime, anywhere you could perform. Now for me, those could be with cards because I almost always have cards on me. But if you don't always have cards, try to find something that you can do with your phone. Try to find something that you can do. Again, propless stuff, you got to have some, you know, some balls to do the propless stuff, especially when it's the first time showing someone something. But like, I would do the star sign anagram, you know, Peter Turner's star sign anagram. I would do that. Like that's pretty much 100% surefire for me. Though I did screw it up when I was doing street magic. I messed up the letter. He did everything right. I should have known which group it was from the anagram, but I jumped into the wrong group and screwed it up. But again, you learn how to deal with those things. I moved straight into Wikitest, and they didn't even realize. I just said, oh, like it's like I was like, oh, you're a Cancer, and they said no, and I'm like, okay, I must have screwed up, so he must be a Taurus. I'm like, okay, hold on, no, you're a Taurus, and he's like, no, and I'm like, fuck, okay, there, great. So I just was like, you know, so what are you? And he's Libra. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Sometimes you guys are a little bit tricky, right? He's like, I'm a Libra, and I just played into it. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Sometimes you guys are a bit tricky to read. So then I went into something else, and it was totally fine. So yeah, like for that kind of everyday carry stuff, like, yeah, that's an interesting idea for a video. I mean, borrowed stuff, like I could borrow like post-it notes and a pen to do some billet work. I've done that before, but usually like I just do an app or I do something on my phone. Like I do a lot of stuff on my phone without apps, or I'll incorporate some propless stuff into that as well. And then if something goes wrong, I have a one ahead without billets, like just using your phone that you can do. And so I'll go into that if I ever need to save any of the propless stuff. And no, I have not taught that anywhere. Might come out in an ebook that I am considering releasing at some point. Okay, I was thinking when I say what's the best way to put together a show for a larger audience, 20-30 people? You got to find effects that play well. Like that equivocate force plays really well to a large audience because you can you do it on many different people. The key is to take like lots of different things and apply them to lots of different, take things that work on a smaller scale and figure out how to make them play bigger, right? So if I'm doing that equivocate force with a card, maybe I have a giant card on stage, okay? That's, you know, been on there hidden the whole time. For example, the ACAN that you'll see in an upcoming Street Magic video, it's called J30 ACAN. It allows you to do any kind of prediction because you know what the number and the card that they're going to end up saying and naming freely and creating as a group is beforehand, because they're both going to be forced, but in a really clean, clever way. So for me, I have them tattooed, so that's like a killer reveal, the J and the 30. So I reveal that, and that just fries people. But you could have this huge like reveal envelope that has been sitting on stage the whole time with the prediction inside. You could have a deck, like for example, I did a little show for like a school. It was a school that my dad taught at, so I gave him a deck of cards set up with the Jack of Hearts at the 30th position, and I had him bring it to the class. Like I got one for each classroom, and instead of, actually no, in the 30th position I put a billet. and on the billet it said envelope. And then I took a deck of cards, I sealed it, I attached it to the envelope, and then in the envelope I put in the Jack of Hearts with the number 30 written on the back. And I had him take that little package and he set it at the front of the classrooms that I was going to be performing at a month in advance. So for a whole month, those cards and that envelope was in view. The kids were asking about it. He's like, don't worry about it, you'll find out eventually. I come in, I do my whole set. Last trick is this. I have someone name a number, they say 30. I have someone name a card, they say Jack of Hearts. I say, I have a deck that we've been using, and I said, how crazy would it be if the Jack of Hearts was 30th in this deck? And I go like this, and I said, how crazy would it be if the Jack of Hearts was the 30th card in this deck? And I flash the Jack like this, and I pretend like I don't know, and then they all start laughing. And I'm like, what? And then they point out, I look, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't say this deck. If you guys noticed, for over a month, there's been a deck that's been here at the start of the class, at the front of the class. I had a kid go up. I never touch it. The kid goes up, grabs the deck, opens it, deals down to the 30th position. At the 30th position, it says they find this billet. The billet says envelope. He tears the envelope open. The Jack of Hearts comes out. Not only that, on the back of the Jack of Hearts was written the number 30 as a prediction. And then for an extra kicker, I revealed that I got it. I told them, the story was that I went and got it tattooed before this because I was so confident that we would end up here. So, see, I just made that whole effect play a lot bigger. Is it possible to do a cliff shift with small hands? My hands, it's so bad, it hurts my hands. No, probably not. No, I'm kidding. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. I don't do the clip shift at all. Not a useful move that's pointful. That's useful for me. So I don't even bother doing it. Do you think the Victoria control is good for peeking while controlling your card? Do you think the Victoria control is good for peeking while controlling your card? So, I mean, I wouldn't use the Victoria control, right? So, just to show you again, so card goes into the middle of the deck. You can see that. And then we push it and we go through the middle like that. And then it comes on top. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't really say so because it's obvious that you would just see it, right? If you're going like this, it's really easy to see that card. So I don't think that would play well if you're trying to play that you never saw the card and you secretly peeked it. In your mentalism course, is there a PK touch tutorial? Like the one you had performed in one of your videos where you touch somebody else and they feel it? No, there isn't yet. I might teach one. That one is Peter Turner's Midas Touch, so I won't teach that, but you can go learn that from him. But I have like some different versions, so I'm going to do some special tutorials on my Mentalism membership. If you guys want to check that out, there's a link in the chat here, or you can go to the membership tab, or the link in the description here, and sign up and get this entire book broken down on video. Incredible book, over 200 mentalism effects to come. So yeah, but maybe at some point. You should try crazy magic reactions or maybe magic meme reactions. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Okay. Let's do... Okay, hold on. We're about to do the giveaway. Let me just see. It's getting into a new corner of content. It's like getting into a new corner of content also. Not sure what you mean. Is there any moves you're working on right now? These days there's more effects that I'm working on. I've had this no palm card to pocket idea that I've been working on for a while. So card to pocket without using a palm, that's kind of cool. I'm almost there on it. If I go look at my other stuff that I'm working on, I have a whole work in progress list. Let's see what else I can share. Enigma, working a lot on Enigma. Ooh, I have another cool A-can I'm working on that uses super cool technique. It's a truly thought of card. It's pretty clever, and it uses a technique I'm calling the brute A-can, because you're brute forcing it. That's your hint. Move wise, no, I don't really work on too many moves these days because I'm pretty happy where I am move wise, Yeah, Mike. So yeah, you could use an anagram to divine playing cards for sure. I've taught, I think it was my 4K sub special, I taught an effect called Mind Games, which it's a pretty simple playing card divination where basically you say, it's propless, and you say, and it does use a small one-letter anagram where you would say, okay, I want you to think of a number from any card in the deck. And you guys can follow along, and I mean, it won't necessarily work on you, but you'll see where it's going. Because I need to kind of ask you some things, but you'll see how it would play out. But basically, and you can go check out the full tutorial, but to quickly summarize it, it's like, I want you to think of a number from a card in the deck, okay? Any number, let it come into your mind. And then, and in a second, I'm gonna have you think of a suit, okay? Now, you can think of any suit, like if you're thinking spades, for example, you'd burn it in at the front of your mind and really focus and visualize it. So let the first suit come into your mind now. Okay, perfect. So now you have a number, now you have a card, right? But here's the thing, when people, the first cards they tend to think of tend to be very common cards. And I want this to be a truly, you know, random card, because people, you know, they often think of the kings or something like that. So here's what we'll do. We'll switch it one more time just to make it even more random. If you're thinking of a number card, switch to any picture card. And if you're thinking of a picture card, switch to any number card. Okay, now think of this card, take your suit, put that together, and now think of your card and your suit. Imagine spelling it out in the air between us. Focus in on that first letter. Can you think of a month that starts with that letter for me? No? You can't? Okay, perfect. First thing, I think you went for a red card. You went for a red card, didn't you? Yeah? Okay. And now keep repeating the name of the suit in your head. Keep saying it over and over, like hearts, hearts, hearts. Yeah, okay, it was hearts, let's say, in this case. So then you would be on the Queen of Hearts. So how that works, if you were able to follow along, you basically force them to think of a number card with the linguistics at the beginning, and then later you have them switch, right? So if it's number, switch to picture. If it's picture, switch to number. So they'll always switch from number to picture. So you know they're on a picture card. You also, at the beginning, you kill kings and you kill spades. So it forces them usually to pick a red suit. But again, I'm not too concerned of the suit. It's more about the value. And then, and it also usually kills king, but even if they say kings, it'll be okay. And then the anagram part is I say, think of the first letter of that card. Can you think of a month that starts with that letter? So I just ask them, can you? And if they hesitate, I know they have queen, because Q, there's no month that starts with Q. If it's Jack, then it's January, and it'll be instant, right? It's the first month. So then I can tell just by the reaction. I don't even need them to answer. I just gauge the reaction. Now I know if it's queen or Jack. And it could be king, but usually I ignore king, and if I find out later on, I can segue back. And then for the suit, I literally just throw out red, because it's most likely it's going to be a hit. If it's not, then I know it's most likely club, but then I just do the repeat it principle to distinguish the suit, and that's how I do the prediction with the card, or the propless divination. So you can go learn that. Do you have any tips how to fix the cyclone flourish? That it floats in the same place. It's like not a boomerang, but it stays still. So I'm assuming you're talking about that, right? So you're saying it just shoots up and not shoots around. So you want to like lift it off the deck. A lot of people, they try to keep it like really low on the deck, and it just kind of shoots up. And then you move your arm. So go like this and start with it forward and pull it back. So like that, right? And that's going to kind of cause it to, you can kind of aim it a bit with that. And you're going to push it up. I also, as I pull back, I kind of come up. So you see I kind of come back and up, and that's going to get the card to kind of shoot in that way, and then you can practice catching it. How long has that card been on the back of your phone? A very, very long time. I couldn't tell you how long. I use it for a couple of effects, including my influence force. Any tips on how to fix the duct change? No, not really. I don't really do it. Let's see if I can get it here, but probably won't because I don't really do it. Oh, see? Nope. No, I never do the duct change, but I've practiced it a bit. But yeah, I can't really do it. So no, I don't really have any tips for you, unfortunately. Yeah, anyway. Oh, can you share your go-to tricks with billets? Okay, let's do the giveaway, and then I'll answer the last few questions. So we'll wrap up in a bit here, guys. So drop any last questions. We're going to do the giveaway now. So here's what we're going to do for the giveaway. Let's jump back to the card table. So yeah, this was a great live so far. We have had a ton of... hold on, I got to think about this so I don't mess this up. Card table cam. Okay, so we've had a ton of great stuff so far. So we're going to do the giveaway now. And you know, I was going to teach a few things, but we had plenty of great stuff to talk about, and great great effects. We did learn some different things, that little like phone code prediction idea, and a couple things with cards. So if there's any last moves you'd like me to cover, I'll maybe just go with that, because I'm not going to probably dive into a full new trick right now. But yeah, tomorrow we'll have some awesome street magic. So for the giveaway, guys, get ready to type. Okay, it's going to be a typing giveaway. So here's what you'll win. If you are the winner of the giveaway, you will get a free month access to my membership. So I thought, according to YouTube, that I would be able to come on here and pick one of you in the live chat and gift you a membership. Turns out they kind of lied to me, and it doesn't work exactly how I thought it was. So what I will do is I'll have you get in contact with me, whoever the winner is, and we will sort out a different way. I kind of have to think about exactly how it's going to work, but I'll think of a different way to get you access to those next month, all the membership videos that are currently on the membership, and then all the new ones that come out for the next month. I think I'll probably just have you join it, and we'll go about figuring out how to get it for you for free that way. But I have a few ideas, so don't worry about it. I had a plan, but the plan, YouTube's not going to let me do it the way I wanted. So all that to say, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shuffle these cards, okay? I'm going to answer a few more questions while I just continuously shuffle these cards. I'm going to pick a random card, and whoever can guess what card that is first is going to win. Now, if you start naming cards before I pick the card, you're going to be disqualified. So don't start spamming cards, okay? When I say start spamming cards, but not yet, okay? And it's the first person that I see in the chat who names the correct card. All right, so I'm just going to shuffle these for a little bit. And that is the rules of the giveaway, and that's what you're going to win. So this is kind of my thank you for 7,000 subs. Give someone some access to, I don't know, there'll be like 10 new videos by next month. So, and there's like going to be like, what, 7 mentalism effects. So it's pretty awesome. And if you like it, you can stay on if you choose. Okay, so let me see what the next questions are while I continue doing these shuffles. My go-to tricks with billets. Honestly, my favorite thing to do with billets is just a one ahead. So I'll force a piece of information on one person and then use that in a one ahead with plenty of other people to divine multiple pieces of information. But I do it all before the billets come out. So I'll have someone think of something, truly anything. There's no force, nothing. And then I'll use a clever couple of justifications to justify someone, sorry, I got distracted by something one of you said. But I'll justify having someone else like pick something in a little bit of a different way, maybe because of how they think or a couple of different reasons. I'll justify someone, picking that, but that'll be a force that I know. Or you could do a peak, but I prefer a force usually. And then what that's going to allow me to do is use that in a one ahead, and then I'll do some cold reading. I'll just make some guesses. But what a very clever line I have is I'll say, I don't want you to, you don't have to confirm or deny this. So now literally anything I say, everyone's going to kind of assume that it's right, because they're assuming like, hey, you're a mind reader, you should be getting this right, but they'll never really know. So anything I say, it seems like it's kind of a hit. Anyway, and then I'll do the one ahead. I also like Expedus Novus by Jason Novell, or Noble, I think, or something. I think that's his name, by Jason. Expedus Novus, ESP, ESP Dies Novus, something like that. Yeah, it's great. A little one billet, 3-phase routine. It's a lot of fun. What's the luckiest thing that's happened to you while performing? So the luckiest thing that's ever happened to me was when I was in Italy. I've told this story a few times, but man, this is so crazy. So I did my unshuffling the colors routine. So that's where they shuffle the deck, and then I basically cull all the reds and the blacks like right under their nose while I'm just quickly showing them that it's shuffled. And then I do this unshuffle where it splits the red and the black cards. I like split them up. It's super cool. One of my favorites, one of my go-tos. It's a Kiosta Kimlat effect if you want to learn it. It's quite hard though. You need to be able to cull like half the deck. And then, so I did that. I was in Italy, right? And I was performing for these people who speak Italian, and I had a translator. Would never do that again. It was tough, but hey, I mean, maybe I would. Basically, after I did that trick, I was at their house. So they're like, "Can you show me?" Or they're there's one guy who's kind of skeptical. He's like, "Do it again," but he said it like in Italian. So the translator's like, he wants you to do it again, and he's like, "But I want you to use my cards." And I was like, "Oh, no, let me show you something else." And he's like, "No, I want to see that again." And he walks over and grabs a box of like 20 old Italian dusty ass cards. They were dusty. They were no boxes. They were all messed up, scuffed, rubber bands, dirty. And he's like, do it again with my deck. And I'm like, that's like, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be horrible. Like, I'm not even gonna be able to handle these, let alone cull half the deck. But I was like, fine, I can, like, I knew a way that I could kind of get to do it again, where I could justify doing my cull again and stuff. Anyway, I just look at this deck of cards, this box of cards, and I see one that's like in a bit of a box, so I'm like, maybe it's okay. So I pick it up, I pull it out of the box. It's dusty, it's dirty. I hold it towards myself just to see, like, you know, just to take a quick look at it. I open it. They were already separated into red and blacks. No lie. They'd already been separated. For whatever reason, the one deck I picked, out of that dusty ass decks, the one I picked was already separated. So I literally take the deck, gave it a few false shuffles, and then turned it over and separated the red and blacks. They lost it. It was crazy. I don't know how I got so lucky with that. Okay, I deal with, let's go on something else. Looks great. Okay, so we're about to do the giveaway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a card. Okay, and what we're going to do, whoever can name this card is going to win 1 free month of my membership. Whoever gets this card right first. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Go. You guys may go. You may start guessing. Whoever names the card right first is going to win a month free on the membership. Start naming cards. This is the giveaway. Whoever can name this card first is going to win. Whoever can name this card is going to win 1 free month. All right. Let's see. You can keep going as much as you want. Okay. Wow, we have a winner. That was freaking quick. Card Trick Academy, congrats, my friend. The 8 of clubs. Well done. That was like the 5th one. That is crazy. Okay. So I am going to, sorry guys, well, congrats to Card Trick Academy. Well done, my friend. That was a lot less, you know, of a climax than I was hoping. But hey, good job. That was, you guessed that after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what's crazy is that was your first guess. So I don't even know how you did that. Are these marked? I don't think they're marked. That was crazy. Congrats to Card Trick Academy. You did well. Smart. I'm surprised. Did anyone guess Jack of Hearts? I kind of thought someone would. Oh yeah, he guessed Jack of Hearts right away. Terry, he's a smart guy. But I couldn't make it that obvious. So, well done to Card Trick Academy. So, Card Trick Academy, I think you've emailed me before. So just send me another email. And if you can send it, like, just send it now. Just, if you don't mind, just going and sending it now, just so I make sure it's you and everything. But I'll double check with the emails I have from you in the past, just to make sure. Send me an email and we'll sort that out. So congrats for that. And well done. So, that was the giveaway. Let's see here. Months are a good suggestion. Thank you. Difference between open and closed triumph. Open and okay. Well, open triumph is not like a routine or a type of routine. It's a effect by Danny D'Ortiz. Like, it's a singular effect. I've never heard of closed triumph, so I don't really know. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's not really any different. Okay, guys, so any last questions? I'll stay on here for another maybe 10 minutes. If you have any last questions, anything you'd like me to demonstrate while I'm down here at the table, just going to make sure we got to everything. So, guys, like I mentioned, basically, yeah, Card Trick Academy, send me that email. For the rest of you guys, if you would like to join the group lesson tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will drop the link in the chat again. But yeah, it's going to be a great lesson. So I'm very excited to do that with you guys tomorrow. Meet some more of you. So here's the link once again to the group lesson for tomorrow. So if you want to join that, feel free to jump on here or to click the link and you can join the group lesson, get some help from anything from me, card magic, mentalism related, whatever you'd like. I kind of do want to teach something small though, because I like to teach a little something. I mean, we've taught some things, but let me check my lists here, see if I can come up with something quick. Okay. So let me jump back to the chat here. Just sent the email. Okay, let me make sure. So Gavin, hopefully you did not want me to say your name, but sorry. just confirm that's you. Anyway, so yeah, teach another, catch card out of dribble. Okay, I can talk card out of dribble actually. How do you do the card spread where the cards flow across? So this right here, yeah, it's really not hard. You just need a good like felted or like carpeted surface. So if you have a carpet, you can do it on that, or a placemat, right? So you can spread, and then you just literally pick up and you turn it over, and kind of like dominoes, they all spread. So it's pretty easy. I used to just kind of go back and forth, you know, but yeah, it's pretty easy. Okay. Teach another card out of dribble. Do you do any magic with your tattoos other than the Jack of Hearts? No, I don't. Like, again, this wasn't even for magic at all. This is the reason Jack of Hearts is my favorite card, and this has to do with my grandfather. It's not related to magic. And the 30, this has a completely other meaning, and I just happened to get them on the same finger at separate. No, I did get them at the same time actually, but it's crazy. And then one day I was just looking at it, I'm like, I could make a sick A-can out of this, and then that's how I came up with J30 A-can. But it doesn't have to only be 30 and Jack of Hearts. You can force any number in any card with the method. So people have asked me to learn that. Hey, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It might be a project. It might be, I'm not really sure yet. So we'll have to see. Okay, card out of dribble. So the easiest card out of dribble is going to be doing it from the bottom. So you have to kind of get a better angle. You have to turn like this. You can kind of do that and make it look like it come from the middle. So what you could do is like control their card to the bottom of the deck. So here, we'll show you from the top. So we'll take the 6 of spades, control it to the bottom, and then you can palm it maybe and have them shuffle, and then when you get the card back, the deck back, then you're just going to put your middle finger on the bottom, turn away from them like this, and as you spread, the cards are going to fall, and you're just going to hold it like this, and they're going to fall like this, and then as you go in with your thumb to pluck, you're pulling it out from the bottom with your middle finger. But it actually looks pretty good when done quickly, right? Super easy. That's one of my go-tos. And the other way I've taught is, again, you have the card on the bottom, and if you can perfectly cut a deck 26 and 26, which if you do Pharaoh shuffles, you should be pretty good at, then, so what was it? I forget what card it was. I think it was 7 of clubs. We'll do it again. So 3 of spades. So I'm going to perfectly cut it to the middle. And if you actually practice, you can actually get pretty good at timing it, so you can get the card about from the middle. Now, it's one of those things that, look, it didn't work. It doesn't work often. Well, not often, but it doesn't work sometimes. So this time we'll go, 9 of hearts. And what I do is I just grab a chunk like this, and I immediately grab their card, and I go like this, and I'll reveal it that way. So that's another way I've done it. It's even better if you have a marked deck, because when you get that chunk of cards, you can just look at the marking and then pull the card out without looking. Those are the 2 ways that I kind of have done card from dribble that I like. Can you do Pharaoh magic? Yeah, I used to do John Bannon's, not Dead Reckoning. Is it Dead Reckoning? No, I think that's the spelling one. The Dead Reckoning. What's the spelling one? John Bannon. I have to look it up. But I used to do that guy a lot. John Bannon has a great Pharaoh effect where the card ends up between the aces. I don't think it's Dead Reckoning. It's the other one. Let me see if I can find it in my notes here. I think it's in this note somewhere. John Bannon. No. Where do I have this saved? I think it's... what's it called? Anyway, if someone can remind me, the John Bannon effect with the Pharaoh shuffle, when he shuffles when you're going to shuffle the cards in between the ace. Forget what it means. More card from dribble options. Okay, so another option would be to do like this, like that, and you could pull out a card. So what you're doing there, that one's pretty good too. So you have your 6 of diamonds, we'll push it somewhere into the middle of the deck. Okay, we'll leave it here like this, then we can take the deck, dribble, and pull it right out like that. So that, what you're doing is a Tenkai palm, basically. So you'll control the card through the deck to the bottom. Okay, get into a Tenkai, then you're going to have to dribble with your left hand, which isn't so bad. Then as you come forward, you're going to put into a lateral palm and kick it out with the thumb as you pretend to pull it, right? So like that, you can kind of pretend to catch it. So those are kind of 3 ways that it's typically done, like doing it with a palm. I like the Tenkai palm. I mean, you can do it with the classic palm, but I think it's a little bit more clunky, I find. Like, I don't know, you tell me what you guys think. Like, if I do it like, oh, sorry, that was a horrible dribble. Let me do that again. I just think it's a little bit more clunky than if you did it with the Tenkai. You come here, you pull it out like that. I like that. Thoughts on ESP matchup where 2 spectators match the cards. Something I'm working on, but wondering if a method exists. 2 spectators. All the ones that I think of are with you matching 1 spectator. So Aiden, sorry, I'll answer your question in a second, Joanne, but Aiden, I mean, what, so yeah, more without palming. Okay, well, the first 2 that I gave you were without palming. So, you know, what are you looking for? What's wrong with the first 2 that I gave you? Because neither of those used a palm, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, there's only so many methods, you know what I mean? Card from dribble, yeah, I mean, that was card from dribble, right? But what, like, I mean, I gave you 2 methods already without palming, right? Yeah, but anyway, for the ESP matchup, like, honestly, I don't have a great answer for you. Thinking about it, I'm just going to brainstorm something, see if I come up with anything. If anyone has any ideas for, like, an ESP matchup where you're matching up cards, let's use, like, the same suits here, right? I can never find that damn jack of... oh, hold on. I know, it fell. So, I guess in this, what you would do is you'd want to have them shuffle both of these. Yeah, and it's no worries. I'm just trying to get, like, what are you, you know, looking for? You know what I mean? Like, I can only, because, like, that's what I think, like, you know, it is an impressive trick, but just because, like, you know the method doesn't mean the effect's any, like maybe if you didn't like this method, you know, okay, but, like, go try it. Like, it's a really powerful method for laymen, you know what I mean? And it'll work really well. But yeah, so if we shuffle, I mean, my first thought is, like, if you didn't have them shuffle and you could start in the same order, and you could have them do kind of like that thing where, you know, where you deal or you switch, but it doesn't change the order of the cards. You could, like, walk them through that process, and then the cards would end up in the same order. So if we went like clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, I guess from the top, I know it would be that, and then we go deal, switch, deal. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, actually, okay, that could work. Yeah, so it's like switch, deal, deal. Does that? Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. Yeah. So if you did that with more cards, that could work, right? Where you walk them through it a few times. Switch, deal, 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 switch, deal. And then, so you do it 3 times, like with this number of cards. Switch, deal, deal, per se. And then you'd have this spectator, and you'd go switch, deal, deal, like, or whatever they want to do. Switch, switch, deal, 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 deal. and then they should, I forgot to put these ones in order, that's why. So let's do it one more time. Switch, 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 deal, 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 and that should, gotta do it one more, deal, deal, yeah, so now it's at the same, so now we should have, the suits should still match, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, right? So you could walk them through. That's like my first just like off the cuff, like quick idea for you on terms of like an ESP quick little match idea that you could do with some spectators. What's the perfect trick for people who already know some tricks? There is none really. You know, what depends what they know, you know what I mean? That's at the end of the day, it really depends what it is that they know. It depends what it is that they are aware, like what magical methods that they're aware of, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to say. I can't really, you know, there are good effects that like, okay, if you someone with a, like if it's a beginner magician, so they have some level, I just stay away from like a double lift, but like a lot of other things would probably work pretty well. I have an idea based on Peter Turner's matchup using Psych Force. Okay, I'd be curious to hear what that is. Hecklers, you want to do something that's kind of in the hands a bit more. You know, something that is like something not so much that they're involved. Like, you know, when you have them hold the card in their hand, like they might try to peek at it, so something along those lines. We talked about it earlier in the live. Anyway, guys, if you have any last questions that you can fit in quickly, I'll stay on for now about another minute, but this has been a great live stream. Almost 2 hours, my first 2-hour live stream. This has been awesome. I'm loving the new setup, nice and clear. You guys can hear me. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. We had lots of great stuff. Talked about phone pin code divination. We did a giveaway. We talked about the Mentalism membership. So as always, guys, if you'd like to check out like the Mentalism membership, learn every effect from this book taught on video with all my tips and tricks and spins, and a bunch of other great mentalism that's not in this book, because I will be teaching some exclusive effects on there and some effects that were inspired by this but aren't in this book that are way better. Also, if you'd like to check out the group lesson tomorrow, 11 a.m. I put the link in the chat a few times. You can join and sign up for the group lesson because yeah, it's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait for the group lesson tomorrow. If anyone else is left and wants to join that, it's at 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Private lessons also available at the link in the description. Thank you guys all for joining. You know, another great stream. Best one yet as far as I'm concerned. You know, we got the new setup, good quality, a lot of great stuff, and we had some of the most people I've had in here. So thank you guys. Thanks Mike. Thanks Aiden for being here. Glad you enjoyed the live stream, and I'm glad I've been able to help you guys on your journey. So we'll be doing a lot more lives, guys, at least one a month, but hoping to hit a few more than that. They'll always be Saturdays around this time. So if you have your channel notifications on, you should get that, and I'll usually try to post on the community tab before. With all that said, guys, really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and rest of your week, and all the best. Have a good one, guys.